Hey folks, welcome back to take 2 of the FrostyWhiskers and Lapan. We're going to go with his short name. Has done a fairly big update to the mod, and I'm sure this is the first of many, and they may trigger more restarts on here. But it feels like it's now not compatible with where we were, and it's kind of frustrating because we had got to the point where we'd got over the difficulty lump that we were in. But let's get going. I'm going to stick with the same map because it's a nice, easy map. I'm going to go up to normal difficulty because it feels like the difficulty curve has been adjusted. That kind of makes it harder, I guess, to show off the change in difficulty. So maybe I shouldn't. But it is going to highlight some of the things that weren't visible playing on easy. So we're going to go to normal difficulty. So for instance, we'll have less beavers and bots initially, which is a challenge. But we'll also start to see the effects of things like cold on the beavers that you weren't seeing when I was playing on easy mode, because the rate that negative effects accumulate is slower on easy mode. So yeah, one of the things of sticking with this map is we don't have things like relics available, and there was a suggestion that I play on a map with relics available. That does change the balance a little bit in terms of the need for science. That has been adjusted. So anyway, Frosty 2. I've been doing a lot of testing. FrostyWhiskers 2. I'm going to pause and do a quick run through everything, and the rest of it we'll kind of tackle as we get to it, I think. So we've got the red cabbages. There are some translations that are needed. We have the ability to, I think, shovel snow. So there are some translations that are needed. We now, I think, can plant more. Possibly not. No, they're still all unplantable. So that was my mistake. So we can now still just plant the birch trees. Still got automation installed. That's been updated so it doesn't crash. There is an instability currently in this update of FrostyWhiskers. So I've got the autosave mod installed. I do need to configure that. Lapan's aware. He's trying to work it out. It's a bit random as to when it happens. So we might crash. We might have to go backwards. But anyway, yeah, no major changes there. In terms of the flags, there is a snow shoveling flag. I think this is, I haven't had a look at that yet. We might have to have a look at that. The beavers can now drink snow, or snow helps satisfy thirst. Snow was not something that was in the previous ones, and you get that from the large ice crystals. Rather than getting ice blocks from them, you get snow. Yeah. So we've got the farmer flag still. We've got the forester flag, district centre flag, and the Badwater flag. Storages have been reworked a little bit. So we've got small, the medium, the large, and then the large pile. I haven't been through all of these because I haven't used them all yet. We've got the crappy, the small, and the large again. We've got small tank, medium tank, large ice store, small ice store. We've got the hand of soup, which we didn't get to last time, but I have used, and then a pot goes on top of that. It's kind of cool. We should get to it this time. In terms of tents, we've got the log stack, which gives us our bugs. We've got some new tents for the beavers to live in that are unlocked from the start. So there's this little one, which is a single person tent, and then we've got these which go against edges, which is kind of cool. We're going to get to those pretty quickly. We've got the existing one that we had before. We've got the cooking tent. The gnawing tent has been changed. It no longer makes planks. It just turns the large ice crystals into ice blocks and snow. We've got the primitive ironworks that we had before. The building requirements for these have all been reduced, I think. The chemistry tent, and then the bot factory. The robot buildings have all been, or a lot of them have been reworked a little bit. So we've got the charging station, the repair station, a new one, the nano machine factory. So this replaces the fabricator. We've got the auto chem lab that we had before, and I think this is largely unchanged. Network towers that we had before, the machine brain. Not sure if the power requirement for this is reduced. The resource requirements to build it certainly are, which is cool. And then the medium machine brain and the large machine brain. This thing is so cool. Can't wait to show you that. And then power wise, we've got the crappy power wheel. I think that might be a new model. And then working up from there, we've got some excavations the same. We've got some new buildings in the heat section. We've got the fish oil lamp, which I think we might have had the petroleum one before. We've now got to the fish one. We've got a bonfire, essentially a small campfire. And this heat, the 9 blocks around it will defrost the snow, and you need that to plant the birch trees or the cabbages for growing food. We've then got this campfire building. This actually clears a bigger radius now by the looks of it. Burns logs. Yep, really cool. And then we've got the ground rails. We've got an electric radiator, so that takes in power, clears a radius. And then the electric camp not fire, that uses fish oil and power. Doesn't clear such a big radius, but does take 5 visitors. So there's a new tutorial as well, because things have changed. So the intro blurb is the same, but the things you have to do are different. So the beavers can no longer live in here. So we start off with 2 beavers and they are instantly homeless. So we need to build somewhere for them to live pretty much straight away. Sure, that outer radius is control tower, maybe. Anyway, yeah, we need control radius, probably. We need to instantly build somewhere for the beavers to live. And that's what these... There's my tents. That's what these guys are for. And so if we open up temperature critical, the first thing we need to do is build the untranslated tent miserable. So some of these essentially, which means we straight away need some logs and some carbon fibers. So what we're going to do, because we don't have any carbon fibers, is we're going to set the bunker to produce carbon fibers. That means it needs logs. But we also have this one, which is basically to set up all of the flags and things that we need. So I'm going to do something a bit like I did before and plan our path network to predominantly stay away from the blast radius of the bunker. Then with just a path going in to deal with supporting the bunker. So we need fishing flag, and like last time, I'm going to put in 2 of those just to help with providing fish. This time I am not going to save any of the trees here. We're going to cut all of the trees down here. I don't think any of these are particularly close to producing pine resin, which we do need, which is a little bit annoying. This map is not particularly favorable for the pine resin, although it does only take 5 days, which I think, is that reduced? Anyway, we're going to run a path up here, get ourselves in a gather a flag here, get ourselves in I'm going to put in 2 lumberjack flags, and our beavers are going to go to work at first cutting down logs. And I'm going to prioritize the building of those. I'm going to put a bot in one of those so we get food going. We're going to have a gatherer flag here, and I guess we're going to have to put a bot in here as well. And then the other 2, actually we don't want to put you inside there because you're just outside the blast radius. Awesome. Cool, so that's all of that done. That's not going to give us any ice blocks. We do in fact need to have a lumberjack up working on cutting down these, so we will need to. So let's get you in, and I'm going to run the game relatively slowly so we can actually try and get things done. And so that means we might tackle things in smaller chunks. So the first few steps of the rest of the tutorial are somewhat similar, and I'm going to tackle them in somewhat similar ways probably. So we need to put in the geothermal vent. This gives us our sulfur, and as we need that for the industry, it might make sense to put it a bit closer than I did last time. I think before I put it all the way over here. So yeah, let's think about where we're going to put that. Are our beavers gnawing on trees? Yep, they are. Awesome. And we only need to cut down 3 trees to get enough to get this going, which is cool. And I need to pick where our beavers are going to live. Where we're going to strip mine. Housing over here. So need to think. I need to allow for building a few. So let's come here, because these only hold a single beaver. Let's do that, because we're going to be getting more beavers as we go, and we're going to high prioritize that. And hopefully they'll get the logs in there nice and quick. That would be really good. We're going to start the automation process. So if you're greater than 8, save, duplicate, invert, and 5, save and close. Copy you, apply you here. You up with a path. Need to make sure I get these tents built before the end of the day, because if not, the beavers will freeze and die overnight. These tents do provide basic need of cold and shelter and sleep. So yeah, that's why we are trying to do that. We could maybe get one of the builders going on doing this. Doing the gathering stuff. We want to make sure that we have one builder actually able to, not you because you're paused. We do want to make sure we actually have a builder. So we need, how many, let's just run a little bit faster. Get the logs going. In terms of placing the oil well, I'm going to put it in there. You deprioritize you. The geothermal vent I am going to place up here. We will continue. So now we need to put in some strip mining. And I'm going to do what I did before with the strip mining. I'm going to start clearing this section off. Yep. So let's bung that in. That'll get that cleared off. And then we need to start thinking about brains, all sorts of other fun stuff. And we're going to throw in, so that we can get access to these trees, I'm going to put in a wooden staircase, which seems very extravagant. I'm going to mark all of those to be cut. We're going to come in here. We're going to do a quick bit of automation. You will do greater than or equal to save, and then we need to start building storages as well. You save script and let's go 5. Save, discard, get rid of you, duplicate, invert, script, 15. And then we will copy you, apply you to there. Awesome. Have they got enough of those yet? They have not quite. While they're doing that, I'm going to note we do need to be trying to concentrate on getting that done. And we are going to go for a full-on long working day. I'm really worried that these beavers are just going to die because we can't get this done quick enough. We've got the carbon fibers. Awesome. Right. That's super high prioritized. So we now want more builders. So let's do that. Let's make you a high priority and let's get the tents built, please. 2 tents built. Awesome. We can now reduce the working hours down and let's get our 3rd tent built. I'm now going to do that because we want some copper and things. You need to be lowest priority. Actually, I didn't want you to do that yet. You are lowest priority and you're too far away, which is fine. Pause you. We want to get the strip mining going so we can get resources out of those. And my plan is to essentially basically narrow that up a bunch to try and get a whole load more power out of there. We do need to be taking the nuclear waste out of the bunker, so let's get that going so we can keep that running. Awesome. You do ready to collect greater than or equal to 1. Resume, save, and no, because you can't reach pine resin. Do 10. And put that in there. Save. Discard. Close. Duplicate. Invert. Script. And we'll let them fill that right the way up pretty much. Awesome. Right, how are we doing? We are going to need another tent very soon. So let's plan for some more. Like so. That's fine. We are going to need nano machines very soon as well, which means we need the strip mining to be done, please. Get that done. Now we've got some more beavers. We can switch you over to be beaver based. And we get another builder going on. Yep. That'll work. We've got some logs. You need to be ready to collect greater than or equal to 1. Resume, save, duplicate, invert, save. That will do for now. I'll open those out and prioritize them. We want to go into mods. Mods. Where is... Why can't I see it? Configure autosave frequency, real life 5 minutes. That's probably fine actually. We won't lose too much. And I'm going to put you onto that. And we'll start making the nano machines that we need. We do want to start building some storages. So medium piles are probably okay for a bunch of stuff. Probably use a small pile for gold because we don't get that much. We'll use a medium pile for copper. Yep. For those, we'll use that for that. Let's make a small pile for the plastic panes. Let's make a small pile for the... Nope, they go in a warehouse. Okay, let's make a crappy warehouse then for the carbon fibers. Start the process. Awesome. Going. Yep. Unstarved. That's probably okay. Let's put a beaver in there. We're going to get another beaver soon, hopefully. Yeah. They should be able to bring over the gold nuggets to start. Now, so now that machines are much more simple now. They just use 4 gold nuggets, which we will get from this. In terms of strip mining, we will now start being a bit more methodical. Start taking this bit away and essentially making some space. To do things. I am going to try and run slower because I'm only been through this once, and I don't want to make mistakes. Now, you guys will probably spot things I miss, so suggest things, please. We are going to want to run power there, and we then need to put the brain in, and you don't seem to need quite as many brains as we did before, so that's kind of cool. Let's just speed up a tiny bit. Are we bringing over the gold, please? Yep, we are. Awesome. Oh, that's good. We can hold 80 nano machines in there, so that's quite nice. Hopefully they'll start. Got a spare beaver. Okay. You could set to be beavers. That'd be good. Just checking we've not got any homeless yet, because we are going to want to respond to that straight away if we end up with homeless beavers. You can now reach those as well. Good. Storage wise, we can probably leave that as it is. Let's just run things a little bit quicker. How we get on with that. 6/10 should be enough for a bit. Let's prioritize those, because we do want to get through some bits of the tutorial today. Would be good. We need, what else do we need for that? In fact, we've got everything we need for that, but I do want to let this fill up on nano machines. So, yep. Did I build? I didn't. Let's put in a storage for fish. Put that there. And then we can update the rules for that. By that, I mean the fishing flags. I could really do with them putting in the strip mining. That would be good. Thank you. We could do with some more waste rock, please. I think we're getting less waste rock this time, which might not be great for my strategy of going heavy on the waste rock for things. But I think we can get a lot more power by just sticking this out a couple. So, you know. We've not got storage for ice blocks, so let's put that in. And we've not got storage for metal parts, which I think go in a warehouse. Yeah. So let's get those, because then we can get these dealt with. We still have a spare beaver. Bring you there. And let's just check. We don't have bots doing anything we could have a beaver doing. Okay. The hauler flag has been renamed now, so I don't think we need one yet, but we will get a hauler put in place, ready. Should get going in. In fact, it is going. So that's good. Just thinking if we want to put in another one of these, come down here. we can do the same thing and power that there. We are going to need some plastic panes once that finishes. So we'll let that finish and then we'll switch over to the plastic panes. Again, that's the rock. So hopefully they'll make use of that on the things that need rock. Please. Did I not put in a storage? No. So okay, let's put in a pile for rock as well. I'm not sure why they're not building those. Anyway, come on. Right, more strip mining. There we go. Thank you. Right, so now I'm going to do plastic panes, which need the pine resin, which we've not got yet. That yet. Let's do a quick cycle of the heating of the petroleum, and I'm going to build a few of the I'm going to put one down here and I'm going to put one over here. You can see these guys are cold already. Let's get that done. Let's get that done. That's in. We can do power there. And I'm going to put in a second machine brain as well. I guess we want to pause the building of that, because otherwise it's going to block us from building that guy. And we really, really need the pine resin now, which is quite annoying. What I think I'm going to do, how many logs is it going to be? Me 4? I think it's worth us trying to get over there for the logs that it will take. And I'm going to move that up there so that they focus on deprioritize that one. And we'll grab the rules from you and apply you to there. The one problem, well, one of the problems with this map is it doesn't have the pine resin available at the start. Which is a bit of an issue. But we will just make do. So let's update you. Go district stock fishes less than 50, because we're going to have a longer droughts now. Duplicate, invert, like that. Let's copy you and apply you to that one, because we've got our fish thingy now, so that's good. Yep. Let's make... Can't make the plastic paints yet. I'm going to make another cycle of carbon fibers. And maybe hold off on the nano machines for now. Wait, actually, let's put it in. Could put it there. A crappy warehouse for nano machines. Okay, so what we need to do is have that prioritized and then get you bringing the stuff to those. Please. Actually, we could have a pause you. That'd work. There we go. That will work just fine. So we're just using up a lot of our bunker days with stuff that's not brilliant. I think it's 30s maybe, and let's do one more. Let's do one more cycle. Let's also do a bit more strip mining. Sounds good to me. That's 70, so that's going to be like another day. Okay. Okay, we're going to need to end up building this. Plastic panes is going to be the thing, and the ice. If we can get these mined, that would be good. I'm trying to get fish stored up so that we can, I guess we could have them finish putting that in. And let's bring a path around here, I suppose. Yeah, why not? And I'm just trying to keep an eye on when that crops up. No, let's not make that any narrower. It's narrow enough. It feels weird starting again, but it also felt like the right thing to do. With where we are, let's pause one of you. It might unpause. Oh, no, it's not got any rules, so it won't unpause itself. That's good. Get some of these trees cut down. We're using a lot of trees to try and get over here, but this is going to give us access to more of these ice crystals and more trees. Let's pause you. 50 is probably... No, we can't pause you. Let's put you on explosives. No, if we put you on the plastic panes, because we don't have the pine resin, they won't be able to do anything. Yeah. If we pause it, the beavers, the bots don't get the control signal. Oh, we've got a couple of homeless beavers. That's a problem. Oh, that's cool. Didn't realize that would work. Okay. So we're probably going to get some dying of cold now. We can maybe try and deal with that. They might actually be able to get through the night with the heat from like this guy. This little dude. You see how quickly the cold racks up? They may become an ex-beaver. Because I wasn't paying attention. There we go. Yep. They are an ex-beaver. Pine resin. 97%. Awesome. We are almost there. Could have done with those extra beavers. Anyway, that's just how it goes, I guess. I'm just trying to see how long we've been going for. It's probably going to be about right for the point where we get this maybe. Let's clear out that strip mining. Do a manual save. 8 days left on the bunker. Really like that. But we are kind of stuck with needing the resources to do the stuff. It's a good description, isn't it? I thought so. Let's make sure you're prioritized and that you're prioritized by haulers. And you can now get the pine resin, bring the pine resin to the thing. Awesome. And then, so one of the buildings that we need to get to is the nano machine farm, which needs 50 science, which is why I want to put in 2 of these guys so that we can be generating enough science to actually unlock it. Not quite as bad as it was with some of the others. By this, I mean the last time we went through this process, but you'll also notice that we're much lower on explosives this time. That's because we started with a lot less, because we started on normal rather than easy mode. So we're going to have to dedicate some of our, find your words, some of our bunker time to generating explosives. Come on. What are you carrying? Carrying 2. We need a lot more, folks. We need a lot more. How much is in here? Not enough. With 7 bunker days left. Now, thankfully, most of them are going to run while we wait. I'm going to run a set of explosives while we wait for them to faff about getting all the pine resin we need. Let's run a couple of sets of explosives. Then we'll go back to that. We only need 4 more. But he is picking that, so. And we need 8 plastic panes. We're going to get 10 out of a single cycle, so. So the next thing that we need to build, I think, is the charger and the control tower. So okay, I'm going to leave that. Okay, so you can do that. You can finish that one, and then we can unpause that one and get that built, because I think that'll be useful for us. In a similar way to the way that I did it before, I'm going to bring the control tower over to here. Let's just check where the power connection is. Like it's there. And then the charger. Actually, on the back of the charger, isn't there? Yeah. Let's bring that all the way over there. Then we'll join that into that and give us a single grid. Which means we are also going to need more of that. That run through a couple times. Yep, and then go back to that. Oh. Let's do a set of nano machines. We've got the gold for it, so because we also need to build the. It doesn't need nano machines. Okay, we're okay. But we will need them for repairing stuff. So now we've got some homeless beavers again. Okay. Let's do another tent in that case. Should we just do some of these guys now? Days have we got? 6 days left. Okay. Have we got across here? We have. Awesome. So let's grab you. Got 6 spare beavers. I'm going to just throw a bunch of those over there. Get that harvested and get those filled up. It's connected, so that's cool. Let's get that connected. In terms of science next, we need 50 science to unlock the next bit. So we should aim to do that. What was I running again? Nano machines. Okay, but we're full on nuclear waste. I think I'm just going to let that sit full for a moment, actually. Yes, our power grid is now in a much better place. You need ice blocks and gold nuggets. We are out of gold nuggets, okay. Strip mining. Let's take you out. Let's run some more explosives. Let's put that in. The hauler can be a beaver now. A spare bot, which means you're going to go in there. This can be paused for now. All of the science can be going towards science. And I said it was 50 that we needed, didn't I? So I know we also need to build. So that's, yeah, we need to build that next once we've built this. Not placed any of that yet. Okay. Some more logs, that's fine. Go. Picked up. Awesome. These guys are now ripping snow out and pine resin. Good stuff. We might have to go manually pause there actually because of the pine resin over there. I hadn't thought of that. Right, that's in. So we now need to place the repair station and the nano machine printer. Just going to do a quick save manually. Repair station, let's put that there. There's a power connection there. There's a power connection there. So that should connect. And then the nano machine printer is essentially the same building. So let's put that there. I need 50 sites to unlock that one. Okay. And this is the last part of the tutorial, so maybe we will get through that before the end of the video. That we've got all of the resources for. Awesome. 2 more science. Here we go. Unlock. Yes. Place you. And you, we need more plastic panes. And that's it. So let's get you working on the plastic panes. And then we need to be thinking about tents. So we want to be thinking about the gnawing tent. So basically a bunch of these. So probably, and just looking at resource wise, it's mostly carbon fibers that we need. So we want maybe this one, which is 6, 10, 18. Maybe a cooking tent, although it's not so important because we've got the snow. 18, 21. Probably a few more carbon fibers. Once we've done the plastic panes that we need to get this built. So we'll run it. The tents need plastic panes. Tents. They do not now, which is good. We are also going to need to build this, I think, which is just nano machines. So we should be good. We should be good. What's the recipe in this for nano machines? It's gold still. That's cool. We've still got 5 days left, so that's pretty cool. So I think once they've done that, have they? No, we need a few more. Okay. I've got a couple spare beavers, so let's throw in a few more of those. But I think we start looking at tents. Maybe let's get the cooking tent going. But this is going to be like Tent City, I think. Let's do some more of the reclamation. There we go. You can be paused because we've got plenty of nano machines. We probably want more haulers. Put another hauling flag in. We do need to get rid of some of the nuclear waste. So let's just chuck that over there for now. Good stuff. Now, actually, what do we need to build? The oil. Oh, we can't do it yet until we've actually finished that, which we have. Just about. Well, explode. Come on. Come on. I just thinking if we get this up and running, that would be pretty awesome. The resource requirements for that are really quite low. What I think we do is we put that there. We hook the power in through there. Got quite a lot of ice blocks. What I'm thinking is we do another one of those. Gonna need to hook it up like that. And I think we grab one of these guys. This has got a really cool new model. I think it's really cool. We then don't crash on the game. Let's just have paused it. We then come in and do that. So you need 6 plastic panes. So let's run some more plastic panes. We've got 5 more nuclear fuel. We need some more beds. Is it time to unlock the... That's 100 science for the bigger tent. Okay. Let's just throw these guys in. 4 days left. And 5 nuclear fuel. Oh, we were doing plastic panes, weren't we? Yeah. Cool. Good. You could probably be finished now as well. That'd work. I think once we've used up the nuclear fuel, we'll just get rid of this. It makes sense, actually. We've got time. Lumberjack flag. Let's cut down those. Like that, the right way round. Because we might as well get the large crystals out of those. Was my thought. Let's just do another intentional save. Let's automate you. Greater than 20. Save, duplicate, invert, and then let's do like 15. Save and close. Guess we might need a path to get that built. Yeah. Cool. Got enough plastic panes now. I think explosives might be worthwhile. Got 3 days left on the bunker. So we put another brain in. Just to get us much more science. I think that might not be a bad idea. And do a cycle of nanomachines. We're going to need storage, warehouse, explosives. Oh, we can just make nanomachines, can't we? With this guy. You know? Let's get you done. We've got 2.6 days. You are supposed to be making explosives for me. Why aren't you making explosives? Oh, because you're full. Okay. So let's prioritize making that. $59 science. So we could also start thinking about the tents that we need. So let's get you in. Because then the two of those can make the resources. We need planks. Okay. So I've not yet seen how we make planks. Unless it's missing from the gnawing tent unintentionally. Might have to ask Lapan that one. Yeah. That might have dropped off the recipes for the gnawing tent. So you're going to be prioritized by haulers, and then we can drop the priority down a little bit on you, and we can start making some sad soup. Should be good. We're now generating a reasonable amount of power, but not enough. So I guess we need to think about more. Especially if we want to unlock that. So I suppose the thing that we want to think about next is getting to the better power wheels. That seems sensible. Yeah. Right, what are you working on? Explosives. In fact, that's going to have used up the last of our stuff. So, but I think that's fine. Get the last of the nuclear waste out there. We are short of plastic panes. But hopefully we can work everything out with this now. You can run on work making the plastic panes that we need. Got enough of those. In fact, what we could do is, if district stock of nanomachines is less than 20, resume, save, duplicate, invert, script, 30, save and close. Just because we need some for keeping things like the bots running. Make that a priority. I'm going to pause a bunch of these now. Just have one going over here. Make you more of a priority. You can cover all of that, so you can be paused. Awesome. We are going to need the other thing we need plastic panes for, so we really need you working. Is, you thought I'd forgotten, didn't you? Bad water. We need that. A, to make the plastic panes. Oh, we're kind of stuck. No. Yeah, you need 2 plastic panes to make that. we've got plastic panes in there. No, we're okay. We were almost stuck. So let's do that. We are done with the missions. So that can go in there, and then that can go back there. And then you just need greater than. Let's go for lucky number 13. Bird script. Let's go 9. And they can start making the plastic panes we need to make that. Our thirst really that bad? Or hunger? Okay. Because all of our fishes are going in there, even though we have no nuclear fuel left. All right, let's put it to that. That'll help. Maybe we need more fishermen. We'll keep an eye on that, I guess. Really like to get that made. It's only 3 plastic panes, which shouldn't be that long. And I think we'll call it at that point with 1 day left. Just going to grab that. I feel like it's been a moderately okay start. So we will need to build breeding pods. But we are okay for that because we've got this available. We will need a way to get machine parts, which we get from the scrap off of that. We have a scavenger flag, which gets us scrap metal. Interesting. We'll worry about that next time. That feels like a tomorrow problem. That's up and running. I'm going to pause that for now because I don't think we need it. Demand is way higher than supply. Demand. Why is the demand so high? Oh, because of this guy. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll switch off in a moment. We are up to 50 science, which is pretty good, I think. But we do need much more food. So I'm going to put those in. And when we come back next time, we're going to sort out feeding our beavers because some of them are hungry. But that's going to be it for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed that start. Comments, questions, suggestions down below. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. I will see you all next time.